Boomhauer69 here. This video is going to be for those of you who don't know what Mountain House Adventure freeze-dried meals are and basically don't know what freeze-dried food is. That's what this is going to be, a video is going to be about, is for the people who don't know what freeze-dried food is. And today Boomhauer69 is going to talk about that and share what I know about freeze-dried food is. What these are is, you see these probably in your local sporting section of your local department store. This is a real popular brand. Walmart, I got these at Walmart. Walmart sells these. Our department store in Michigan here called Myers, they sell it as well. A lot of department stores carry this brand of freeze-dried food, and you've probably seen it in stores and probably don't know what it is. But these two right here, this breakfast skillet and this chicken fried rice, are both what they call freeze-dried meals. What freeze-dried meals are is a bunch of freeze-dried ingredients thrown in a pouch and made into a meal. Now, there's other companies that will just sell you freeze-dried ingredients, like Thrive Life is one that I know about that sells just freeze-dried ingredients. And there's also one, I think, on Amazon called Augustus Farms. Westinghouse, I think, is one. And there's a ton. There's even companies out there that just, other brands that make freeze-dried meals as well and stuff. But first of all, what is freeze-dried food? Here's a sack of potatoes. The companies that make freeze-dried food has these machines. I think they just call them freeze dryers. And what companies will do is they'll go to local farms or meat factories, because these have meat in it and stuff. And I'll use the sack of potatoes for example. A company that makes freeze-dried food, what they'll do is they'll get a sack of potatoes like these. Now, normally when you buy potatoes and you cut them up, they got moisture in them. They got water content, moisture. And what freeze-dried food is just a process where they take out the water and out the moisture. They take all the water and moisture out of a product, and they first put it through a machine, and this machine will dry it, like a hair dryer almost, from my understanding. And they'll suck out the moisture content. They'll suck out all the water and moisture out of the food product, and then the food product will become freeze-dried. It usually takes about, I think, maximum of 24 hours, and it will suck the moisture out of, like, these potatoes. Say, what they'll do is a company will take these potatoes and they'll dice them up probably, or however, either make them into mashed potatoes or whatever. But anyway, they'll basically put them on a big old giant cookie sheet, slide it into a machine. The cooking machine is designed to suck all the water and moisture out of the product, and simply we will suck the water and moisture content out of the product. Then once it's done, it'll either be packaged like this in a little container with a oxygen absorber to help. That's what these have, is one of them little oxygen absorber packets, and the freeze-dried ingredients will either be packaged in something like this or in buckets or cans, like regular metal cans and stuff. Like Thrive Life, they're a company that specializes in freeze-dried ingredients, where if you're somebody, say you want freeze-dried beef or freeze-dried potatoes of some sort, they're a company that will sell you just those ingredients. Now, what Mountain House does is they just mostly deal in selling freeze-dried meals, which are already meals that the ingredients are already mixed together, where all you gotta do is add your water and then they'll cook and stuff. But all freeze-dried food is another way somebody came up with a long time ago to preserve food, to make food last longer. It's like canning food. See how in the old days the old timers would grow a garden and and chop up meat and grow a garden, harvest the vegetables, and sometimes they would can them. You know, that's where you put the stuff in the jar and they basically boil it and can it and seal it shut. You know, canning, if you know what that is, and stuff. That's another way they used to back in the day to preserve food. And freeze dried was another method that someone came up with to preserve food, like canning. They would can foods and stuff. Farmers would take the vegetables from their garden and simply put them in glass jars and then like somehow seal them up some way. I don't know how to can food vegetable. I don't know how to do canning, but it's just simply they put the ingredients in a glass jar, seal it up, and then they had some way to like boil it so it would create a really good seal, and then they'd put it down in their basement in the cellars and keep it for the whole winter or whatever, you know, for a long time and stuff. But that's what freeze drying food was eventually intended for. It was another way to keep food like potatoes or whatever, meats, whatever, to suck the moisture content out of it, put it in special containers or packaging and seal it up and make something that will last a long time. Like on this right here, Mountain House Adventure Mules, this one here has a best by date of January 2053. I don't know if you can see that very good, but same thing on this breakfast skillet. This has a best by date of May 2053. So with Mountain House freeze-dried food, you usually get about 5 years. And like the Thrive Life food that I know about, Thrive Life is another company that makes freeze-dried food. They put their products, instead of in something like this, their freeze-dried ingredients, they put in big giant metal cans and seal it up, and that will have a 25-year shelf life unopened. And then once you open the can, you'll get about 1 year's tops out of it. Once it's been opened and stuff, then you got a year to use up whatever in the can and stuff on most of their products and stuff. But Mountain House, again, they're just a company that makes freeze-dried meals, and freeze-dried foods was just another way to preserve food for a very long time and stuff and keep it. If you put this stuff in your pantry where you keep your canned goods and stuff, and you don't fiddle with it, you don't poke holes in the packaging, or you don't do anything funky with it, you just put it up in your cupboard and set it, it'll last a long time. These are great for emergency situations. Like Mountain House, they gear their freeze-dried meals towards the camping and hiking community, the bushcrafter, survival, camping, hiking. People who like to go on camps and hiking trips. That's what Mountain House usually market their freeze-dried meals towards. There's other companies out there that market their freeze-dried meals for emergency situation. These are so great because how you make this stuff, when you're ready to eat this, what you do is you're just adding water back into it. The water moisture content that was taken out of it, when you're ready to cook the freeze-dried food, you're just adding the water back to it to make it cook again. What you do is you will add a cup of boiled water like this here. I'll show you this one right here. You would add simply on the back, it says 1 cup and 1/4 cup of water, boiled water, and then once you boil up that amount of water, you simply rip this open, pour your hot boiling water in there, stir it up, zip it up, and then like it says in the instructions, you cook it you let it set for 5 minutes. You pour your water in there first, stir it up really good, make sure you mix all that freeze-dried ingredients in, and then you seal it up, set it aside, wait 5 minutes, open it back up, stir it again really good, and then seal it back up again, wait another 5 minutes, and then after that, you open it up and you can eat it and enjoy it. A lot of freeze-dried food, when it's not had any water in it, it's been already dried and all the moisture contents out of it. Some stuff will have like kind of a weird feel or texture to it, like like some say eggs, sometimes freeze-dried eggs will have, some say will have like a startery foam feel texture to it, but yeah, that's all freeze-dried food is. It's just food products like these, like potatoes right here and other vegetables and meats and stuff. It's just products that had the water and moisture sucked out of it, so it will last a lot longer than what it would normally if this. Because if you had all this stuff inside here with the moisture and water content that's originally in your vegetables, originally in your food, when you first harvest the crop and chop it up and stuff, this would not last as long. It would, by the time you probably got it home to eat it, from the time it sat in the warehouse, from the time it sat on the store shelf to the time you got home and the time you actually use it, it would not taste good. So what somebody did was years ago is they figured a way, besides the old style, I guess you call it the old-fashioned way, canning, somebody had came up with a way to preserve food longer. Somebody figured out by freeze-drying food, by sucking, I'll use these potatoes again for example, somebody figured out years ago by sucking all the water and moisture out of these potatoes, they figured out that, hey, if I seal it up just right, I can make that sack of potatoes, and it's freeze-dry it, I can make it last a lot longer, and that's all this is. These are great for in a survival situation, emergency situation, simply camping, hiking, or if you're homeless and you ain't got a whole lot of cooking utensils and you just got a way to boil up some water and stir it up, you're good to go. If you got basically if you got a little cup to boil water in, a little, like the Stanley Adventure 2-cup set, that's on 24 ounces. You could have one of those, and as long as you got one of those or any kind of container that you can boil water in, all you gotta do is have a way to make a fire, or some way to boil up water. Once you got a way to boil up water, you can dump it in here, stir it. You can even shake it up like this, or you can take a spoon and stir it up that way. Stir the water content in there, wait a few minutes, open it back up, stir again, close it up, wait another few minutes, and voila, you got a meal ready to eat. Or if you're somebody out there that don't want a ready-made meal, let's say you don't like, let's see here on one of these. Let's say on this chicken fried rice, you don't like green peas. You think green peas are nasty. Well, there's companies out there that will sell you, like Fried Life. Fried Life is a company that will just sell you separately each individual freeze-dried food. Like, for example, Fried Life will sell you freeze-dried chicken or freeze-dried sausage or pork in a can, where it's just in the can, all you get is the pork and sausage or onions or whatever, and you can make your own meals. There's a ton of companies out there that make freeze-dried meals where it's just a meal ready to go, or there's companies that will sell you just freeze-dried ingredients where you can make your own freeze-dried meals if you wanted to and stuff. That's what Thrive Life is that company. I'll put a link in the description. Thrive Life is just a company that makes freeze-dried ingredients. They make their own freeze-dried ingredients and will just sell you the ingredients, so if you want to make your own sort of meals and stuff, you can. Now, as far as I know, Mountain House, they just make the already ready-made meals where it's already a meal and you just add your water and you eat it and stuff. So, yeah, but that's what freeze-dried food is. It's just another type of way that somebody figured out to process food to keep it going for a long time. So if you're ever in your camping section and you see these in your sporting goods camping section of your local department store you shop at, and you see Mountain House and you saw this video, then you know it's just food that all you gotta do is just add some hot boiling water to it and bring them and put the water and moisture content back in the water, and you can eat it and it's fine and you'll be good to go. Now, a lot of these will have a oxygen absorber in it, like it says right here. And one of the things you want to do before you cook this meal or add water or do anything, you want to make sure you remove that little absorber pack. They put those in there so to help keep these fresh and keep it help keep it last a long time. So you want to remove that little packet before you add the water. Discard that, because if you eat that, you're gonna get sick. But always make sure where it says open and discard oxygen absorber, you want to take that little thing out, throw that in the trash, and then you add your water and proceed with cooking the food and stuff. But I think these are a great meal for if there's somebody looking for a meal idea to give to the homeless or something. These would be perfect, because sometimes homeless just carry a little backpack. These do not need refrigerated. These you just stick in your regular cupboard pantry and keep in room temperature, and you're good to go for a long time. So these would be perfect for homeless people in a homeless situation that have no way to keep food fresh and stuff. These would be perfect for them. If they have a way to boil up water, they can make these, and it doesn't, all it requires is a container to boil water in, to safely boil water in. If you're going to use a campfire, gas stove, some way to safely boil water. And some sort of utensil to eat this, unless you want to eat it with your hands. You don't necessarily need a spoon or fork if you're just going to use your hands. But some sort of like silverware, utensil to eat with and stir, you're good to go. Or you could just, if you're just going to use your hands, you could just shake this up and go like this and mix the water around. But yeah, all you really need to make these, the only ingredient you need is just water. It says right there, just add water. That's all you need to do, and these meals are ready to go. Now, these meals do have nutritious fats, like high calories. And the reason why that is because these right here, Mountain Houses, are designed for not to be used as like your everyday regular, what you're going to eat every day for a meal. These are designed for that kind of emergency situation more. They're designed for, let's say, let's say you're in a hurricane or tornado or some sort of storm situation, and your power's been out for days and days, and you have a way to boil water. Let's say you got a fire pit, or or some sort of charcoal grill or something to boil, some way to boil up water. Like say a fire pit. Let's say you got your storm came over, you're able to process some wood and build you a fire and boil up some water. And you have no other way to cook food. These would be great for that situation. Or if you're out camping, hiking, and let's say an emergency situation, you get lost out in the woods. It's going to be days before somebody finds you. You get a rumbly in your stomach, and you got to eat something to settle your stomach so you can think straight. These are perfect for that, because you just add water, and what you would do is you would eat a little bit of it. Eat maybe about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Eat a little bit of it. Close it up. Save the rest for later on. You wouldn't eat this all in one sitting. This would be probably like one meal for the next 24 hours, and then the next 24 hours you'd probably crack this bad boy open and stuff. You could eat these, have 3 of these and then have 3 meals a day, but in an emergency situation where this is your only food source, you would simply eat a little bit of this and try to stretch it out over a 24-hour period and stuff. You would eat just enough to settle your stomach and keep you going to think straight if you're lost in like the wilderness, or in an emergency situation when your power's out and the storms are out and this is all you got. You would simply eat enough to keep you going and keep you thinking straight, basically, because you can go long periods of time without food in your stomach. The key importance is establishing a way to get safe, drinkable, purified water. So once you have have a way to keep yourself hydrated, this is kind of like a last resort kind of thing where the only time you would crack one of these opens if in an emergency situation, if you're absolutely positively 100% hungry and like your stomach's just hurting for food and you just can't help it, you would crack one of these open to settle your stomach and keep your thinking straight. That's what you would do with these kind of food. And that's what all freeze-dried food is mostly marketed towards. A lot of them just market it towards either camping, hiking, or like Thrive Life. They even recommend theirs for everyday use if you want to. And they mostly, a lot of them gear it towards kind of emergency situations. Like Mountain House, they're gearing these towards the camping, hiking people who like to do a lot of camping and hiking, and you can't bring a whole lot of food ingredients with you. These would be perfect for that because all you need is a way to boil up some water, like a little metal container to boil up water, and maybe some fork or spork, as some people call those one things, a spork. Something just eating utensil to help you eat it, unless you want to use your hands. But with these, all you need is just some sort of water source and stuff and things. Like even with these, if let's say you have a life straw, one of those filter straws where you can filter water through it, you could take that filter water that you filter through your water filter, and you can even use that water to cook with this. You can even use that bag survival water that you see on Amazon and sometimes in your local camping section or in survival kits. There's even survival kits out there that even have these in there and stuff. So yeah, but as long as you got a way to secure safe drinking, cooking water, water that you feel comfortable putting in your body, you can use that to make this food up. All you do is you simply bring your water up to a boil, get it nice and hot where it's really bubbling up and boil. You'd open this up, dump your water in there first, remove the oxygen absorber, throw that out, dump your boiling water in there, stir it up, zip it up, stir it up or shake it up. Either way, set it aside, wait about 5 minutes or so, then come back to it, either shake it up one more time or stir it up however, close it back up, or if you're shaking it up, obviously be already closed, and then just set it aside for another 5 minutes to let it cook, and then once that's up, then you would open this up and eat it however you want. I bought these at the Walmart in my town. Store that I work at sells these. You can get these at Walmart, or if you live in Michigan, you can get them at a store called Meijer's as well and stuff. But yeah, I bought these at my local Walmart for about $11, like I think $11.48 or $47 or something like that. So around $10 you can get one of these and stuff. But you can also go on Amazon, and Mountain House sells these in big old buckets, like around, I can't remember how many gallon buckets, but they throw a bunch of these in a little plastic pail bucket too and stuff. But, yeah. But these are more recommended for kind of emergency or camping situations, more for kind of, I would say, for emergency use. That's what I'm going to do with these, is either save these up for emergency use or give them to my local homeless in the area and stuff. Because I do plan on buying a bunch of these and giving them out to the homeless, since all they would have to do is just add water and stuff. But they're just kind of, freeze-dried food's always been kind of marketed towards the off-grid prepper community and people who like to have something in their pantry that will last a long time for that in case of emergency, like Thrive Life. Thrive Life sells their freeze-dried ingredients in these big old like metal containers. They sell a lot of their freeze-dried ingredients in big old metal containers, and if you don't open them up, their company claims that their food will last in the container, never been opened, up to 25 years. They claim it has a 25-year shelf life, and then once you open the container, you simply have 1 year to use up the contents. And the only reason why I know about Thrive Life is because I watched some off-grid, some preppers and off-gridders that talked about Thrive Life and stuff. And the only reason why I know about Mountain House is because I watched, again, YouTube videos in the past about this stuff. I even knew about it a long time ago through people that were in the service, and I knew people who were in the military and camping and that love camping and hiking, and they used to have these and stuff, and so yeah. Well, that's all freeze-dried food is. It's just food where the food ingredients where the water and moisture content was taken out, so it made it kind of where it ends up becoming kind of hard and crusty, brittle, where you can just take your hand and it will crunch up into dust, and then all you do is and crunch up into dust, and then they store it. They either put it in this or in metal containers, and then you can put it on self-preserve, because that's all it is. It just was another way for people to preserve food for long periods of time. Is all it is. Like these here, like the dates on these, the Best Buy dates are right there. That's how long the breakfast skillet will last. That's how long the chicken fried rice will last, right there. I don't know if you can see that too good. But basically, they say the year 2053 is when these will be finishing up. This one here, the breakfast skillet, says May 2053, and the chicken fried rice says January 2053. So these will last about 5 years in the shelf, and then once 5 years is up, you better have already eaten these, or if you don't and you eat them after the expiration date, they might not taste good and could make you sick, depending on how long you have kept them for. But usually these, if you keep them really good and you don't damage the packaging and stuff, they'll stay a really long time, where whenever you're ready to use them, you pop them open, put your hot boiling water in there, stir it up, wait a few minutes, open up again, stir it, shake it up a second time, and then boom, you got a meal ready to eat for your emergency situation. Or you're just out camping, hiking, and you just don't want to bring a whole bunch of cooking utensils with you, or you just ain't got the room to bring a lot of food ingredients with you to prep a baked meal and stuff. And so, yeah. So these are, again, these right here are kind of designed for camping, hikers, and emergency situations. So basically what you would do again with these is eat a little bit of it and stretch it out over maybe a 24-hour period and stuff. Probably what I would try to do in an emergency situation where this was my only food source, I would try to stretch this out for a couple of days, depending on if I knew I was only going to be lost for maybe a day, then I would try to stretch this out for a 24-hour period. Or if I knew I was going to be lost out in the wilderness for a really, really long time, like days, weeks on end, I'd be trying to maybe have a few bites of this each day to keep me insane so I don't drive myself crazy. But these right here, Mountain Houses, these are good for an emergency situation until you can sustain yourself some more meal. Let's say you're in a situation where all your canned goods and all your gardening stuff has been eaten up, and this is all you got left until you can wait until maybe next spring. Say it's in the middle of winter and this is all you got to eat. You would eat this, in the wintertime, and then come springtime, set up your garden or whatever, put your garden in and grow your crops and stuff for eating. But yeah. Well, there you have it. That's what I know what about freeze-dried food and stuff is. I know the basics. Is basically all I know, and there you have it. So, again, this video is for the people who don't know what freeze-dried food is. I tried best to my knowledge explain what it is and what Mountain House is. Mountain House is just, again, a company that makes freeze-dried meals and stuff. So, Yeah, if you like this sort of content, give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. Comment your thoughts below. If you know more about freeze-dried food, feel free to punch in your opinion and stuff. Do you think I did a good job explaining what freeze-dried food is and stuff? Or what would you have said or whatever, Comment your thoughts below. Love to hear from them. Even if you just want to say hi or, even better tasting freeze-dried meals than Mountain House, Comment below. I know there's quite a few brands out there. I've seen a bunch of them on Amazon because I've looked at freeze-dried food before on Amazon and stuff. But hope you all have a good day, and thank you for watching Boomhauer 69's channel.